Our next stage is going to be Stefania, and the name of it is Confidence. It's 10 to 12 minutes.
Sorry, I just have to move the furniture. When I was 4 years old, my parents took me to my very first ballet performance. We went to go see Swan Lake at Lincoln Center in New York City. In the middle of the performance, I got out of my seat and headed for the aisle. My mother grabbed me by the edge of my organdy outfit and said, "Darling, where are you going?" "Up there. I want to dance." At age 4, I made a public declaration of my intention to become a ballet dancer. My parents supported me in a grueling schedule, traveling back and forth to Manhattan for rehearsals, performances, and lessons. And then one day, I had pains in my legs. I couldn't feel my legs. I was paralyzed. I was only 14 years old. Fortunately, surgeons were able to remove a tumor strapped around my spine. But they told my parents I might never walk again. Fortunately, my parents never told me that. Instead, when I woke up from a 5-hour surgery, my parents were dangling my toe shoes by their pink ribbons over my head. I still have those toe shoes. And I remember my mom's voice. "Darling, you have some serious physical therapy to work on today. And for a few more days, too." She wasn't kidding. I had to learn how to crawl before I could walk again with full leg braces. And the physical therapy was long and arduous, 3 years. And I couldn't always tell that there was progress. I could hear the music that I used to dance to, but I couldn't dance. But I would not give up my passion. I discovered ballroom dancing. And now I love dancing with my husband to the sounds of the big band. Then one day, it happened again. This time it was my company that was paralyzed. I started my very first company right out of college. I had been lucky enough to have gotten a philosophy degree and a cinematography degree. And as a student studying abroad, I had lots of material for that cinematography degree. I decided that I was going to create a company called Armchair Traveler to share the exotic travel experiences that I was having as a student. Like when I was the guest of honor at a Bedouin wedding. That's a Bedouin wedding in Tunis, Northern Africa. Did you know that brides in Tunis paint their hands and their feet red with henna? It's kind of a tattoo. And as the guest of honor, I got a Coca-Cola. Back to my company. Like all fast-growing companies, Armchair Traveler needed cash. And as a recent college grad, I didn't have any. So I sought out an investment partner who liked my idea well enough to give me the money. And I handed over control. There I was, in Europe, working on my next projects. And I got a telex. Yes, it was that long ago. The telex, I was sure, contained the wire instructions for some additional money for my company. No further funds to follow. Fend for yourself. I had just learned the first principle of entrepreneurial finance. Cash without control is very expensive. I felt like my dancing legs were paralyzed again. Cash without control is very, very expensive. You know what I did when those investors paralyzed my company? I decided to use my foreign language skills to get myself back to the United States and get to Wall Street, to learn the business of finance from the inside out. Because I could tell, even at that very early age, I was absolutely an entrepreneur at heart. I needed to understand this finance thing from all perspectives, how to get cash and keep control. While I was on Wall Street, I discovered some startling things. I had to share with fellow business builders what I learned for myself as an undercover business builder. And I'd like to share 3 of those insights with you today. The first is confidence. Confidence turns your passion into currency. As an entrepreneur, your job is to convert growth potential into profitable reality. But first you have to be really clear on what your passion is, about where you want to go. It's a little bit like building a house. You see, the reason I say that is because first you have to decide what kind of house you want. Are you building a single-story house, single-family house? That's a little bit like a family business. Or are you building an apartment building? That's a little bit like a regional company. Or are you building a skyscraper? That's like a global business. In the same way, you have to know what your future is. Your future can't be analyzed. It must be declared. Let passion be your guide. Wayne, a client that I met, had this issue at hand. Wayne's company got turned down by the bank for $1 million for the cash he wanted to grow his business. His accountant suggested that he get in touch with me. So Wayne, you need $1 million. What would $1 million do for you? Stefania, we would grow our company to $25 million in 5 years, but we didn't get the money. Wayne, let me ask you for a moment. If all the money you needed to grow your business was your own, what would your company look like in 5 years? $100 million. Wayne quickly covered his mouth as if he could actually recall the words. Because you see, that was the first time Wayne had ever let slip his passion of the future he really wanted. Working together, Wayne's $3 million company was able to attract $10 million of growth funding when he shifted the future he shared from $25 million to $100 million in that same 5-year period. Wayne then went on to achieve his original $25 million goal in 1 year's time, on his way to becoming a $100 million company. Wow. So how does an entrepreneur who got turned down by the bank for $1 million get $10 million and keep control? Certainly not based on his past. The worst thing that could have happened to Wayne would have been that he would have gotten that $1 million from the bank and never have known of the business he could have built.